Alrighty, hello everyone, busygamerdad back again. Going to be starting back where we left off. Like I said, I'm just in the land of Sylth, the Sylth Caves, going to be getting the summons for Rydia, checking those boxes before we go to the moon and do our endgame closeout, our last 2-3 episodes, as it were. This is going to be a bit of a post-recorded video. Not a bit. It is a post-recorded video because the audio file that I was using didn't actually record. Lessons of the process to distribute to you guys out there. Make sure that your videos are actually recording, because if they're not, you got to do this stuff. Or you just don't get the video recorded, and that sucks. So, where are we at? Like I said, we're about partway through the cave. We're going to work our way through. This is going to be, what is this? This is the fourth one that we have, or third one. This is the third out of 4 that we're doing. 3 out of 4, and I got one more to do after this for the audio not working. Because I was able to sit down for about 2 hours and play. And like I said, it was heartbreaking when I went to go edit these and the audio wasn't there from my microphone. So, forgive me, as it were. Now, anyways, where are we at? We are pretty strong. We're working our way through here. We could have come here at a much earlier time when Yang sacrificed himself in the Tower of Babel in the first trip to the underground. So, unfortunate that we were not proactive in coming here. Probably would have given us Sylth, which is a really fun summons. I haven't been casting a lot of summons. I've been mostly relying on her black magic spells in general. And that's fine. That's not anything that's bad. Summons are pretty expensive in general anyways, but they do help with the overall damage in the party. The Bog Witch, if you know anything about this from last episode or haven't seen it, then certainly go back and watch it. But the Bog Witch is a really great way for you to get some experience and really fast fight. But if she does get her chance to cast Ribbit and all the monsters attack, it's kind of annoying. Elixirs are hard to come by. They're really powerful. They do full heals and everything like that. But here it is. We're actually able to get to Sylph's house. And we missed this. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to get like the whole fun little narrative bit about it. So what happens is when Yang sacrifices himself, the fairies, Sylph, find him. And they nurse him back to health. But he's in a coma. We bring him out of the coma by going to Phobal and getting a frying pan from his wife and coming back in here and smacking him in the head with the frying pan, and it wakes him up. But then he's like, he doesn't join our party again. He's like, oh, I need a few more days of recovery. Go on your adventure. I'll be fine here. And then you get the summon Sylph from that. And what Sylph does is Sylph, it's a drain. I believe it's a mega drain. To quote the Pokemon move, where you can, before Pokemon was Pokemon, by the way, you draw HP from the monster, or from the monsters, and then you heal yourself with that. So I don't think there's anything outside for us to take. Okay, no, and then yeah, inside here's Sylvian Cottage, and so now we talk to all these fairies. They're gonna be all like, oh yay, Cat Claw and the Hell Claw. So Edge can use those as well. So they might have been an upgrade for him at that certain point, but not now. So, yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but it's all good. Alright, Yang's all better. Yay, hooray. We already saw him. We'll miss you all. He says his wife can't stop him. He has a wife, so I can't stop him from leaving. You're a summoner, correct? You then call on us anytime. And so, yep. We're happy to fight in Yang's stead. Yay! She learned Sylph. Yay! Sylph, by the way, not Sylph. Sylph with an F, PH. And then we just literally teleport out. And that's it. That's all there is. Leave. Nice. And then now we get to go to the land of monsters. So, yeah, not nearly as good as his swords. Go down here. I don't think it's all the way down here. I think it's on the island, right? Yeah, it's not that. That's the sealed cave. Yeah, we go here. This is where it is. And then I should save it outside. Yep, Cave of Summons. We can use float here, and that'll be fine. But I didn't. Yeah, we should save it. We should rest. Use a tent or something like that, I think. Yeah, use the cottage that we got. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, like I said, I'm reacting to this video, so if things are a little bit disjointed or a little bit off of what I'm saying, it's because I recorded this a little while ago. And now I'm re-recording the audio because I'm a big knucklehead. Alright, so there, cast floats. Right here, good, awesome. And then now we just go through and just... I passed through here when I left the land of summons. Perhaps we should go ask Leviathan for help. We kinda have to. And then this is the summoner. This is what I was talking about before. So in the summon... land of the summons, there's the summoner. And the summoner repeatedly summons monsters. Now, depending on what you get is... I believe dependent on the floor that you're on. So the first floor is an imp, so it's not really that, you know, big of a summons, but like later floors it gets to be pretty powerful. So just be warned, as it were. These guys are also really good experience that we should be taking the fight for. You'll notice that I take the fights for everything. I don't run away from anything. Again, that's just... You should always be doing that in this game. There's no reason to run away from these fights. There's only one instance that I ran away from a fight, and that was because I was very certain I was going to die. And I was hopeful that I was going to get a flawless game, but nope, I had to run away. So yeah, as the experience points give you any indication, we are a little bit far ahead from this location, but the fights still can be quite challenging. They can still be quite difficult to deal because, you know, we're not one-shotting these things. They're still going to be able to do some damage to us, and attrition is a real thing. There's way more of them than there is of us, and they'll whittle us down as we keep on going if we're not careful. Because the number one death for all Final Fantasy parties is pride. Thinking that you can do anything and everything, and then getting humbled real quick. Oh, those guys cast Confused. That's unfortunate. The mini Satanas. Okay, that's not good. And that's ouch. And that's ouch. Yeah, see, like I said, it's pretty challenging, especially with the Confused. Because then it turns one of your party members against you. Super annoying. Now it turns two of your party members against you. Super annoying. I wonder if we get confused by if everyone gets confused, if it's like a game over instantly. Because it's like you're all just on the wrong side. I'm glad they don't attack for nearly as much damage as they normally do. Good, got that one. And then take that one out. Confused. Yeah, they could in fact confuse multiple enemies. Okay. Ouch. Kira isn't really that potent anymore as an AoE party heal. We're like in the 4 digits, so healing for 80 is not that big. As a focused heal, it's still somewhat viable. Heals for about 300. So I can still use Cecil as a bit of an off healer, but I have to use it as a focused off healer, not as a party healer. I think I got everything there. Yeah, good. Alright, and then we go back down, and we go to the next floor. So now summoners on this level will summon something different. And it's the King Nagas. Okay, and these are actually pretty good experience. So we can farm this for experience if I wanted to. And she summons them pretty fast on a rapid cadence. She summons these things. And I don't know if she runs out of mana or what, but it's like boom, 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 boom. Keeps these things coming. And it's just like, alright, yeah, I'll take the experience. I'll keep going. Keep grinding. And it looks like we can take them out in 2 turns, like from Cecil and Kane, and then like Rydia, Rosa, and Edge all working together to take one out. Because Rosa has got the ridiculous amount of damage from her bow. And then I think, yeah, okay, so Rydia does a fair amount, not really. Okay, Rydia doesn't do hardly any. It'd be unfair to give her the label of damage dealer with what the amount of damages she just did. For physical damage, anyways. She's definitely a powerhouse for black magic. Alright. Keep on going. And I'm not even jumping to attack these things. I'm just taking them out with just your general... with Kane's regular attack. And the King Nagas are actually kind of, I don't know, for lack of a better term, but lackluster monster to begin with. They don't really do anything. I think they have like one ability for like constrict, which is a paralyze, but it's like whoop-de-doo. You know, it's a very low chance to hit. So now I'll have Rydia start attacking the summoner so we can take her out. And then we'll see what we get. So we can get like 100,000 experience from her pretty easily. If we were to let her keep going. Now I don't know if there's an experience cap on this fight though. So be forewarned that it might not work in your favor to do that. So yeah, try it out. Let me know. Still worth it in my eyes though. Take out this right there. Yep, good. Awesome. And then this also goes for the original version of the game too. There were summoners that you could do this to, but they did have mana pools. They would not be able to summon anymore at a certain point. And I remember distinctly being a kid and actually using like Drain on them. Or what was it? I would use Reflect and Drain and give them some of my mana, which was like this super convoluted and mechanic heavy way of giving them more mana so they could summon more monsters. And like, why? Just finish it off, go to the next fight. You're wasting time. Which is probably why it took me 60 hours to beat this game. So like right there, 42,000 experience. Like that's a big chunk of experience. Alright, so got a high potion. Zoom around. There's not anything there. And then this fight, have to really get into it. And then is bio seems to be the most neutral way of doing damage. Which, okay, so a fair amount. Okay. Keep on working. Weird, that guy's still alive? Ouch. Ouch. Well, now everyone can attack on their own. Alright, that guy's dead. Oh good, he didn't do his confuse. Now he did his confuse. Edge is super susceptible to like all forms of magic for some reason. Again, like jack of all trades kind of thing. And Curse. Curse, I believe, removes a percentage of armor, if not all armor, or makes you more susceptible to physical attacks. I can't remember what it does, but it's something along those lines, where it's like armor reduction or magic resistance reduction, if I'm remembering correctly. So, let me know if you know what Curse does in Final Fantasy IV. And it doesn't stick around at the end of combat, it goes away, which is great. I will take this opportunity to heal up a little bit, though. There, okay, and then, yeah, get this treasure chest that's behind all of the ouch tiles. We go down this way. These spiders, they cast Earthquake, which is different than Quake. Why, I don't know. It's Earthquake versus Quake. But they're easily dispatched. Easily taken care of. And the Rose again to level up, good. Good amount of experience as well. I have to go all the way around to get that. Looks like I'll have to. Yep. And then the summoner on this floor will summon a stronger monster still, which will summon the Arachne, which is not terrible. Like, I could farm them, but it would take a while, and I don't want to miss your guys' times for that. Just sitting there watching me essentially bully an old lady summoner into summoning monsters. Yeah. So I have to go up and then back around. Right there. To get that treasure chest. And then this one summons also a Thunder Dragon. So the Thunder Dragons, they hurt something bad. You don't want to mess around with the Thunder Dragons. The Thunder Dragons, they'll drop Thundaga on a single target, and it can chunk you. Thunderbolt. Okay, so it's Thundaga, but it's like, yeah, ow. Just ow. So, and as you can see, they got a pretty stiff chin on them. They got like 7 to 10,000 health. So, not to say that it's not worth it. Again, risk-reward. You got to weigh that for yourself and where you're at. And just that one summon was 8,000 experience. So I got to think if I fought that one on its own, on multiple times, it'd be like, if say I fought it 10 times. So 10 times that, if you were to reference it, would probably be 80,000. Again, if I could take it out fast, I would do that, but I can't. So that's actually a pretty good sword. Kiku Ichimanji. Kiku Ichimanji. Okay. And then puts the poison axe on Kane. Okay. I guess I can't use a shield while I have that on there. So we lose a little bit of defense. Not a big deal. And then, we can use the tunnel to get around. Okay, sure. A couple extra tiles of walking, but it also saves us a little bit of time. And then, haha, you think your earthquakes are scary? In the Super Nintendo version of the game, the float spell, you had to reapply it every floor. So you would wind up using a lot more mana to do that, especially if you had to come back here multiple times. But again, not a super big deal. Not a super big deal at all. Okay. Bestiary, great, awesome. And then another Thunder Dragon Summoner, probably. Yep, great, that's awesome. Just exactly what I wanted. Take her out. And then focus on the Thunder Dragon, the Thunder Dargon. Thunderbolt, missed, good. Nice. Thunderbolt. 500. So yeah, I guess Kane just doesn't have a lot of magic resist. Well, I guess it kind of makes sense being a Dragoon. He might be susceptible to thunder in like the lore of the game, as it were. Right there. Monsters, aren't you? Warriors, that's a lot of warriors. That's a lot of dudes. So just swing for the fences. AoE. Hit them all. Get them dead. I'd really like Rydia to go now. A decent amount. Decent amount. I'm assuming Fire Aga is going to do a big chunk of damage, but I don't know. First one's down. Or Thundaga, sorry, not Fire Aga. Nice. That was a big chunk of damage. One thing I've noticed I've not used yet is like the haste spells or anything like that to give myself more turns, more attacks and stuff like that. I really should be using that more often. That would really, I think, help a little bit with like getting Rydia a couple more turns to cast some spells and just kill things. Defender. Oh, that's actually a really nice sword. Avenger and Defender is a really good sword, and that's actually a big upgrade. So yeah, absolutely, I'll take that. And then get in here. Nice. And then we're in the land of summons. Rydia, you've returned. Got an easy. I'll take your stuff. Bestiary. Rydia was the first human to ever come here. And then monies. Land of Summons is home to all summon monsters. The King of Summons resides here, or resides below, I should say. Alright, so we gotta go down there. We gotta go chat with Leviathan, see what's going on. But first, I saw it, and I know it's there. Just go here, right there. Rat Tail, that's very important, because then we can go fight Bahamut and get that summons. Long time ago, Rydia, or long time no see, Rydia. Hi there, Rydia. What do you mean you never talked to a Chocobo before? Rydia, good to see you come back. Rydia, are those your friends? Library holds knowledge beyond your imagination. I can't say... You can't meet the king without defeating Azura first. So Azura is a summon that she has a moving face, and it's a bit of a challenge in the fight. Those with great physical and mental may enter the cave that leads to the world of humans. The story of the world of humans is brief compared to the summons. Summon magic, type of magic used to call forth monsters in need. Only a few can be summoners. Titan, shaker of the earth, rips the power through the earth, tearing open wide abyss and swallow any and all. Ifrit, spawn of flame, Ifrit's flame has the power to incinerate all in its path. It is said that there are other forms of summons that still undiscovered. Rama, the good elder. Rama calls forth clouds, condemns enemies with bolts of lightning. Yeah, good elder calls forth. Okay. And then Shiva, queen of ice. Those who anger Shiva will instantly turn into statues of ice. Chocobo, the cutest of all summons, and the first to flee from battle. You'll notice there's a naming way here too. There are many, many books here. It would take several lifetimes to read everything. Really? Challenge accepted. Odin, master of the blade. He can only defeat a curve when he's struck by a bolt of lightning. Well, so there you go. A little bit of bolt of judgment. Zen Tetzeku, the ultimate attack, annihilates any enemy with a single blow. So, yeah, bolt of lightning, that's Rama or Thandaga. The ruler of the vast ocean, he appeared one day in the northern seas. Powers are without equal in this land. So is Leviathan, Azura, queen of summons. She guards the path that leads to her husband, the king of summons. Only those who surpass her power may behold the king's true form. Land of the summons. True strength lies only in the souls of the righteous, and one must prove their worth to attain it. 2 moons. In the ancient times, the 2 moons were one. So it is written. The god of summons created us and watched over us from afar, never having known defeat. Perhaps the only way to defeat him is to reflect his own strength against him. Bit of a secret right there. So that's for Bahamut. Long, long ago, a giant whale descended to Earth from the moon. Presently, it's in a deep sleep in the ocean. Summons monsters humans. What happened in the past? What does the future hold? Life is an eternal mystery. Alright, so before I go down the next floor, I'm going to get out of here and I'm going to go save. I'm going to go check their shops and see if there's anything for us to buy. I don't think there's going to be anything for us to buy, but you never know. It might be worthwhile to check out. I wonder if humans have skilled swords. Hey, Rydia. Rydia's a little bit of a celebrity. Oh, we got the whip. And, yep, the Mage Master didn't last too long, huh? A kinetic staff, angel arrow. So yeah, let's get the blitz whip. And it may cause paralysis, so that's like, alright, fine. Cool. Sign me up. Can't read the bookshelf there, that's fine. And then we go over, I think there's an armor shop, yep. People say my brethren are up to no good when they visit different worlds. They aren't. They aren't. They're attacking people. You shouldn't be bringing humans here, Rydia. Just want to live in peace. Okay, that's fine. And then Aegis Shield. Yeah, but you have the axe, though. You can't use that. And then light armor. I mean, I'll buy it, but you can't use it right now. So I gave him the Jin Shield and Optimal. Yeah, it's because he has the... Yep. But that's better. Gun gear. Yeah, see, so that's where it's like, what? Don't trust this. I'm going to trust it for now, but it's like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I like it, maybe I don't. You know what? I'll just let it be. I'll let it be what it's going to be. Because it, may cast poison on the enemy. I'll leave it. I'll leave it. I'll leave it. Just leave it as optimal. Because if it casts poison, poison's pretty OP on the enemies. Having that chance for just that passive damage, that passive increase to kill threat, pretty nice. And then we go up to the inn here. And the item shop is in here. There's 3 people that can sell us stuff, but what do you guys got to say? Titan got nothing if you cast float. Kokobo, Shiva, Rama, they all live here. How's Ifrit? Still hot-headed? Fair enough. Alright, so what do you have here? Oh, curatives and things like that. Don't really need any of this because we have Asuna and we're kind of relying on that. That's the inn. Okay. And then what do you got? Oh, the other curative stuff. Okay, cool. Let's get all the potions we can carry. Let's get all the high potions we can carry. You don't have remedy, or you do have remedies, but you don't have ethers. So we'll get a bunch of remedies just to get them. We don't need dwarven bread because all that does is just reveal the map for us. We don't need any tents or anything like that. Alright, so yeah, we'll just stay the night at the inn and I'll just call this episode here. So again, Busy Gamer Dad doing our Final Fantasy IV for month of Final Fantasy. Hopefully you guys like it. Again, post-recording this stuff, and I hope to catch you next episode, and I will see you then. Later.